There's Fauci. All the villains. All the villains. Big props, big props. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, how many trees do you think we had to burn down to for the electricity to generate these AI celebrities? How you doing, folks? Welcome to the News Underground. I am Abandoned Nihilism. It's good to meet you. Just getting started. I took a shower. There you go. Please applaud. Please clap. Thank you. Thank you. Progress. So, folks, this is the News Underground, the #1 channel for actual news on Twitch. We actually do news. We actually talk about real issues. We don't just jerk ourselves off. And, you know, if you've watched any of the Twitch political streamers, I mean, it's just a fucking mess. You know, some of them have their heart in the right place. Some of them are just megalomaniac egotists. You know, it's. And what's strange to me is that they seem to have all the characteristics of a leader, but they're not interested in actual leadership. They're not interested in actual power. Perfectly fine to make a little money and then just, you know, have a tight group, a couple thousand sycophants that hang off your every word, and it's like, yeah, it's good enough. Welcome back, Simply Steve. Time for that truth train. You know it. But no, big props to the Door brothers for this video. It is funny, but it, you know, the points made in the chat are also very true. Yeah, Kamala being a fucking communist. I love how the AI doesn't even know how to make a communist logo. She's directing her communist troops with a revolver. That's pretty badass. Yeah, she doesn't use her finger. She just pulls out a big fucking 45 and is like, yep, here. Like, okay, Kamala means business. All right, but no, we got to, you know, let's just dig into the very, very latest coming in terms of the hurricane.
To civilian authorities.
This guy is such an embarrassment. I mean, you literally can't listen to him for even 3 seconds before he embarrasses himself.
The American military can do like no one else can.
And look, and if this is a guy at the post office, you know, don't you dare judge him. If this is a guy at the Walmart, you know, who's still working there, don't you dare judge him. This is the president of the United States.
Not today,
okay? Pick your shit up. Clean your shit up, America. Welcome back, Rob MQ. Welcome back, everybody. Strategy, Simply Steve, Chem Goblin, Ford the Perfect. You guys are great. Thank you.
The Florida for Hurricane Milton,
#1 in the chat was Ford the Perfect.
By Hurricane Helene. And the more capabilities are available, we assess the pressing needs, we can get whatever they need. To the servicemen and women who are on the ground responding to these disasters, thank you. Thank you for
Donald Trump.
Your dedication. No. To every mission you're given, you're repeating it again.
Oh my!
This is a whole of government effort. It also includes.
Sure, let's. I mean, you can't deny that he's more interesting to listen to, Donald Trump, than Joe Biden, because he'll say some of the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life.
The world, the companies outside of
hold on.
Our world.
Sorry,
big companies, powerful companies.
Sorry, if I unmute one Twitch tab, all my other Twitch tabs unmute. And I have like a moderator one, and then I have like a couple others open because I'm a pathetic loser and I need the extra views. I give myself the extra views because I'm a pathetic loser.
Liquid gold under our feet than any other country in the world, and it's the best. It's the best. We have the most, and we have the highest quality. We have the lowest regulatory burdens, and they were going to be made low. You know, I cut regulations more than any president in history. In a 4-year term, I cut more than any president.
It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
4 times, they say. 4 times.
And, you know, the assumption is that the savings get to you, the regular Joe, right? The Joe six-pack, the fucking $30,000 a year gas station attendant. They don't. They don't. All the cuts that he's talking about, it's money directly into billionaire, millionaire pockets. doesn't even get close to you. You don't even get to look at it.
And free access to the best and biggest market on the planet. We're going to give anybody that comes in free access to the...
Okay, what the fuck ever. I'm asleep. All right, let's go back to Joe.
Just work and receive death penalties. Some receive.
I'm gonna cut everything. Your life is gonna get magically better. Your life is gonna get magically better after I cut everything. It's gonna be great. Regulations. I'm gonna poison your water. Plastics in the food. Poisons in the food. It's gonna be great. No one's gonna stop me.
These lies are also harmful to those.
How about the hurricane? I'm sure he talked about the hurricane.
Lives are on the line. People are in desperate situations.
I'm going to raise your taxes with tariffs. It's going to be unbelievable. I'm telling you that that's not what's going to happen. But every economist who fucking went 1 year into economics school will tell you tariffs will result in raising prices for the people who pay for the products. It doesn't work in the way, because like he thinks tariffs are gonna, well, I mean, I think what he thinks is that the tariffs are going to result in less sales, which will result in the manufacturers lowering the prices, basically acquiescing to the bully, lowering the prices, and then I guess magically he's going to lift the tariffs. I don't know if he was more intelligent, maybe. I mean, because it is kind of a way to, like, because when you put a tariff on something, less people buy it. That's just a fact. So there is kind of a, ruthless capitalist way to do this, but I don't think from my understanding, from the experts that I've heard interviewed about tariffs, who usually bust out in laughter when talking about it because it's totally fucking nuts. Like, oh yeah, that's going to lower prices. Right. Yeah, we should replace everything that's made with steel with gold, and that's going to make everything cheaper too. That was terrible.
And about, we can see there are trees down on lines.
Show the footage. Show the footage. Okay, let's get another one. I want the footage. Give me the footage. I want the live streams. I want the footage. Here we go. Just to see what the hell's going on here. People taking selfies over here. Okay. This looks like hell on earth down here. I don't know what kind of horror movie this is. He's still talking.
To get a baby formula done. All the things, that's $750 that you're talking about. But Mr. Trump and all those other people know it's a lie to suggest that's all they're going to get. That's bizarre.
Yeah, it really is bizarre, and it's harmful. I have several links where it's just like, there's Trump supporters that are rejecting help now because they're, Daddy Trump told them to. And they desperately need the help, and they're not taking it.
Already underway of trying to calculate what the cost will be because we don't want to mislead anybody. We want to make sure all the costs are able to be covered.
Have you spoken to Speaker Johnson about coming back before the election to vote?
No, I haven't.
Mr. President, are you calling on Congress to come back early?
I think Congress should move as rapidly as they can, particularly on the most immediate need.
So they're talking about how Mike Johnson, they're on because how Congress will take the whole month-long vacations and shit. And it's like, hey, isn't this an emergency? You guys going to come back and maybe vote on some extra funding for FEMA and, maybe do your job as leaders because it's an emergency? And Mike Johnson's like, well, that might help Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's election. So no, fuck you. You're going to have to wait.
Small business.
The Vice President said yesterday that FEMA has what it needs. There's enough resources. The Congress does not need to come back, right?
FEMA has its needs. That's different than SBA.
Okay, so it's SBA. They need to come back and do it.
Yeah, but they're going to need a lot more.
Mr. President,
yeah, no, hundreds of billions of dollars, actually.
He's coming over to help with a storm.
Mr. President, have you spoken before President Trump?
I do love how like it's none of this is ever reflected in his actions. You know, it's like it's a completely different guy who's actually doing stuff. But I do love how he's, you know, he's an 80-year-old man, and he's just, I just wish this attitude was reflected in some of his actions here, but they're not. When it comes to leadership, when it comes to actual actions, the man is a weak coward who's absolutely set in stone in the past when it comes to how he should be handling the situation. I mean, he still thinks he's dealing with like a 50-year-old Mitch McConnell. You know, he still think he's like, you know, still sparring still sparring with people. You know, and it just, no, man. You're dealing with a party that is having its own existential crisis and is willing to throw everything away to stay in power. Of course, the Republicans. And you know this. Anyway, you've heard me rant about it. It's just I wish this I don't give a fuck attitude was reflected in his actual policies and actions. It is not.
Yeah, but they're going to need a lot more.
So I want to hear what this.
What did Prime Minister Netanyahu tell you about his plans relating to retaliation?
He's coming over to help with a storm.
So okay, he's frustrated. So he's being asked a question about Netanyahu, and he's saying sarcastically, you know, he's saying this sarcastically because he wants to get back to the topic of the hurricane. Interesting. Okay, no, you're the president of the United States, and you're currently being cucked by a country in the Middle East that is you know basically trying to start a fucking straight up nuclear war with Iran. It's okay to ask you those questions, jackass. Don't be offended by it, okay? You look like a weak bitch, and everyone wants to know why.
Mr. President, have you spoken before President Trump at all?
Are you kidding me?
If you didn't hear that, he was asked, have you spoken with President Trump at all? Are you kidding me? Oh man! If only the rhetoric the actions were anywhere close to the rhetoric. Because goddamn, dude, this is golden. This is golden when he does this shit. But it's just you put Merrick Garland in charge, who's going to ensure that Donald Trump never sees a day in jail. That's you. That's you, Joe Biden. That's all you, man. You could have put Jack Smith. You know, as Attorney General, but no, we got Merrick Garland, and who used to be, who's probably still is a conservative. There's no, you know, just because he's working for you doesn't mean he's changed his political ideology. It's just an abject failure, you know. And I love the attitude. I love the what the fuck are you talking about? I love the, you know, calling out Steve Doocy and all that, but it's just image. It's just image, because then he goes back and sits in the chair and he does what he's told, and he doesn't stand up for himself or anything. He's just okay, you know, hits the autopilot button, you know, on the RPG, hits the auto battle button, doesn't even bother with strategy. If you do that in Persona long enough, you're going to run into enemies that fuck you up and kill you. So you actually have to fight. You have to do it strategically. I know, random Persona reference here, but you can't just keep hitting auto battle. Joe Biden, you actually have to fight. You actually have to think about it, but he doesn't want to.
He's coming over to help with a storm.
Mr. President, have you spoken before President Trump at all?
Are you kidding me? Mr. President Trump, former President Trump, get a life, man. Help these people.
That's it. That's it. Hey, you suck. You suck, dude.
To President Joe Biden.
You fucking suck.
Who's listening and see if he's saying something else?
Truth.
Will you plan to speak with former
You
President
fucking
Trump?
suck, dude. No. No.
Has exited out, and if you look to the side there, you can see that map of Florida.
I'm sorry, dude. Look, it's cool. I like it, but it's also because none of this bravado, none of this is backed up at all with any kind of leadership, with anything. Well, I took a break yesterday. I had to. I wasn't feeling well. It's
Help
you know.
these people.
Will you hold him accountable? You said you were going to hold those accountable.
You gonna hold him accountable?
Just listening to
Okay, what does he say here? Let me listen very carefully.
President Joe Biden Who's listening to see if he's saying something else?
Truth.
Well, do you plan to speak with former President Trump?
No.
That's probably like a Fox News reporter. I think he was telling her to tell Donald Trump to tell the truth. And she keeps back. You going to talk to him? You going to talk to Trump? No. No.
See if he's saying something else.
Not an ounce of this is reflected in his actions or, as a leader.
Truth.
Well, do you plan to speak with former President Trump?
No.
He has exited out, and if you
No. No. Oh, God. Why can't you be awesome? Why can't you be awesome when it comes to actually doing something worth a damn? Hey, do you want to see some jackass standing on the balcony of his cheap hotel miles away from the story talking about it? Do you guys want to see that? It's literally the only thing the news knows what to do during heavy weather. Put some jackass on the balcony of his hotel and talk some nonsense. That's all they got.
Show you over the edge here. You can get a look at just these bands of rain that are coming down and the wind gusts.
Yeah, lots of rain.
The palm trees bending in the wind. The sign across the street. We've actually seen some debris and some other stuff.
The wind is knocking stuff down. You don't say. During a hurricane with multiple tornadoes, huh? Am I going to invest in Trump crypto coin? Yeah. Didn't he already release some kind of NFT thing? I have all the cards. I bought all the cards. Well, I didn't buy anything. I just went to a website that had copies of the images, and then I just took copies of the images, and now I have them. I don't really... I don't normally hold on to the receipts anyway when I buy stuff. Kind of notorious. I just throw away the receipt. I'm terrible. I've stopped doing that as much because my wife is going to leave me if I keep buying stuff that she doesn't want, and then I don't have the receipt anymore. I'm actually surprised by the amount of people who survived riding out the storm there. Yeah, maybe I can find a real analysis as to why it happened that way, but it kind of curved north, and it looks like as soon as it hit landfall, it really started to lose steam. But it was, as you can see here, it was ramping up in it was like a Cat 5 for a couple hours there. See if we can get a good one. Stream starting soon. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think enough people left that there's not a lot of story happening here. Reverse storm surge. The hell's that? One of the strangest phenomenon of a hurricane. We're going to leave large bodies of waters like Tampa Bay totally dry for a period of time. Pushes water. Yeah. So it pushes it out, but then it sucks it. So it sucks it back in, huh? Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's neat. All right. Yeah, Leon, definitely. Yeah, it would probably be better for the stream if a lot more people died and everything, but
I just thought this was really
no,
cool.
it's a good thing.
The lighter sand is where the water.
Okay, it's 2017.
That darker stuff is mud. That's normally covered in water. And this place is hopping. Everybody's coming out here to see it.
Okay.
So
2017, it was hopping out there. Yeah. This is hopping in Florida, dog. It was literally 5 people. I just attended a funeral and there was... Okay.
See it ourselves.
Why is Donald Trump a recommended stream? It's like the top one. Because we live in a hell world. And, the predominant audience on Twitch are young men right in the middle of their libertarian phase. So it makes perfect sense to me. Is he still talking, by the way? Obama. Is he still talking? Let's see. Obama. Yep, look at that.
So we're not going to let
Ooh,
this happen.
Asian bunny. Ooh, what's this? Oh, I needed to jerk it. What a gross and like dirty looking studio, dude. What the hell? Wash your mirror. Obama. I want to jerk my dick. Where the hell is she? All right, whatever.
The COVID, everybody was just literally devastated by that scourge.
Project Blue
devastated.
Beam
It was not the
tried
right
to steer it
time.
towards NC.
So I had to slow it up a little bit. I was hitting them really hard.
Hey, I love how Marjorie Taylor Greene is just like, y'all are the idiots. Of course they can control the weather. Okay.
Went to Shinzo. I said, Shinzo, we have to. I got to know him very well. He was really a friend of mine. He was a great man, actually. Loved by the Japanese people. He got sick. He had to take a leave of absence for a period of time.
Okay, I'm asleep. Where are the boobs? We got some boobs yet? No boobs. Well, there's some. That's what they look like. All right. You seen him? Oh my! I'm gonna get in big trouble, man. I can't be playing that kind of music. Who's this ugly asshole? Get him off the screen. Yuck. All right, I don't know. I guess that's it.
People's chest and even up to the mailboxes.
Okay, here we go. Some reporting.
Officials say there can be snakes or even gators in the water.
Yeah.
So they highly advise everyone
don't
to
be walking around in this water.
He says she is just lucky her and her family are safe.
This year we were already at grandma's in a brick home. So
ironically, let's hear what she has to say. Okay, sorry, I interrupted her. Let's hear what she has to say.
And her family are safe.
This year we were already at grandma's in a brick home, so they were safe. That was my main concern.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Ironically, the entire plot of the new Twisters movie, the Twisters sequel, is all about using cloud seeding like technology to suck the energy out of a tornado, to like destroy a tornado. So maybe she saw the movie. Maybe she saw that movie and she just, she was like, high on, prescription painkillers or something. Then she went to sleep, and then when she woke up the next day, she just thought the movie was like a briefing that she went to. So, I'm willing to believe it. Fuck, man.
Several large apartment buildings nearby, and the people who rode out the storm here told me it sounded like
a war zone after
when
a hurricane
was ripped off.
All of a sudden, it sounded like a bomb went
Daddy.
off, and he was like, "Take a look."
Spencer Hawker wrote.
He is a Spencer, isn't he? Homie is such a fucking Spencer. It hurts.
Bitch.
Yo. Watch out. Watch out. Best friend of Spencer's sister. You better watch out. Okay. He's going to take you to the prom. He's such a Spencer. Oh, my God. All right, here we go.
Oh,
holy shit.
Look at it all coming.
Came home to a flood.
Holy shit.
And a fucking crocodile. Whoa, dude.
Look at it all coming.
He's talking about the water. Look at it all coming in from the roof. Damn, right on the front. It's like, yeah, you got a deed? Squatters' rights, buddy. Squatters' rights. You got a deed? That's their pet. Yeah, that's why he's not reacting. TMZ.
This is the winds have really picked up. The water.
See how absurd this is? This millionaire, pulled himself out of his immaculate New York mansion to fly first class to Florida so he can sit in the fucking weather and do this clownery. You know what I mean? What is he providing to the conversation? He's getting squirted.
It's really moving. You can get a sense of just how fast the wind is moving there. You can see it in the light there. It is now just whipping off the Manatee River. It's coming in from kind of the north, I guess northeast.
Yeah.
And the water now is really starting to pour over. If you look
You're
at
not a meteorologist.
Okay. That wasn't good.
Yeah, okay. Wow. Well, you got hit with some debris.
If you look at the graph, whoa.
Right in the fucking face. Right in the fucking face. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thumping right off that chrome dome. I don't think he's bald. He's got white silver hair.
Moreover, if you look at the graph, whoa.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be laughing at someone else's misfortune. I am. But he deserves it. Because, look, he's not a very good journalist, okay? He's a teleprompt reader. He's there to look pretty and read the teleprompter. He's not an expert in weather, okay? It's a waste of money, time, and resources to fly his millionaire ass into the middle of a storm, right? He flew first class, I guarantee it. Cooper isn't flying coach. And he went to the trouble to do all that to get smacked in the face because he kind of deserved it.
If you look at the graph, whoa. Okay, that wasn't good. We'll probably go inside shortly, but you can see the amount of water here on the ground.
Props for being a professional, though. Okay, from a technical standpoint, total pro here. Okay, total. You can't deny Cooper's a total pro. He just got smacked in the face with a fucking piece of building, and he's plowing through it. Okay, total professional.
Ground. This is water from the Manatee River.
Yeah, never forget.
It's also water coming from the land as well.
Yeah, just get away from the camera. Okay, just stop embarrassing yourself. Wow, this TMZ is doing more interesting reporting on the weather than the news. Top, you go to the news section. It's Kanye West hired fixer to follow Bianca investigate Kardashians. Wow. Visit site of Taylor Swift dance class stabbing. Wow. Arrested for felony assault. Who? Now we're in sports. Nope, that's all you get. That's your top news out of TMZ, dog. Some shit with Kanye, some shit with this, something having to do with the Prince, this woman, Teresa Randall. Top 3 stories. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that's all we got, I guess, for the hurricane shit. Well, I do have a couple other extra clips. I take that back. So first of all, I need to do a correction because I slandered the fuck out of this guy. I slandered the shit out of this guy on Tuesday. I thought because I thought he was a Republican. I completely got him wrong. He reminded me of a different Republican. Maybe I think who he reminded me of was, who was that dumbass that wore the glasses? Rick Perry. I thought he was Rick Perry. So anyway, I proceeded to completely slander him as a fascistic right-wing Republican. And he's not. He's a blue dog Democrat in a southern state. So I just wanted to point this out that he, as I pointed out on Tuesday, but real quick, he's pushing back against all the falsehoods. That's great. This want to just point out that, you know, according to this person who wrote an opinion piece about him in 2020, Democratic governors like Jim Hunt, who have dominated politics since World War II, so he's like a politician like Jim Hunt, who have dominated politics since World War II. Farm boys, small town boys who went off to college, acquired some urban polish, and assembled broad centrist progressive coalitions that propelled them to office. They were attuned to the innate conservatism and religious faith of small town or rural North Carolina. They blended that background with the progressive traditions of universities and urban areas. They understood both urban and rural areas. So if that's the case with Mr. Roy Cooper here, if that is the case, we need more of it. Because this is the kind of politician you need in the rural areas, who has one foot in the culture in the past, and then also one foot moving forward. we do need leftist politicians, Democrat politicians, whatever you want to call them, even if they are blue dog. We do need those kind of politicians on the left. So this guy used to be a blue dog Democrat, though, so that basically means pro-war, pro-corporate, and sometimes also anti-abortion. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was all of those things. But at the same time, he's not a Donald Trump supporter. He's not a right-wing fascist like I thought. Wanted to also point out this one real quick. Roy Cooper has run a reddish state twice while Trump carried the state. This is a huge accomplishment. So that is something. What he's saying is that Roy Cooper was voted as a Democrat, won for the Democrats, but Trump is winning that state, just to show you how red that state is. Why he has not been considered a potential presidential candidate and Biden were to step down. Yeah. This was a couple months ago, obviously. So anyway, I slandered Roy Cooper. He's not a right-wing fascist. He is a corporate neoliberal Democrat. There's a huge difference. Moving on. So I'm just going to go ahead and spread misinformation. I don't know. Honestly, the amount of bad Dems is quite small. No, it's actually quite high. The grand majority of the Democratic Party are quote-unquote bad Dems. Nancy Pelosi, pro-corporate neoliberals. There's really only a small handful, 5 or six supposed members of the squad. Bernie Sanders. No. The grand majority of the neoliberal party are basically Republicans from the 1960s. It's just that narrow margins, they have unfair relevance. Example being Justice Dems have half of the Dem Congress. Blue Dogs have like 10. Yeah, so I mean, the Justice Democrats no longer represent what the Justice Democrats were supposed to represent. Still better than the Blue Dogs, no doubt about it. But no, unfortunately, a grand majority of the neoliberal Democrats are incredibly corrupt corporatists, careerists as well. There's also a big, thick streak of cowardice that runs through it. That's why I like characters like AOC. I think AOC has more guts to call out her own party, her own establishment, to help make it stronger, right? I gotta tell you, nobody is more weak and feckless than a fucking corporate neoliberal. It just doesn't get more weak and disgusting, except of course for the fascistic right-wingers. I mean, say what you want about Hakeem Jeffries. He's not getting cucked like Ted Cruz. Almost literally. Promethean Rebellion, yeah, there's some truth to that. I can accept to both sides on that one. So I just wanted to show this image. It's kind of fascinating. Obviously, you can freeze frame the time and play with the colors and do all kinds of weird things. You know it, female eunuchs. Welcome back. Also, welcome back, Rebel Phoenix and Promethean Rebellion. Lovely to see you. And all you lurkers out there, don't forget about all you lurkers. I just thought this was kind of funky. This is kind of cool. Just freaky stuff, right? Just kind of freaky. Nothing to take it too seriously, but I just thought it was freaky. So this one on the left is Hurricane Matthew in Haiti. And it says undoctored weather satellite image. Okay, and then this one is Milton. So, you know how human beings, we're really good at recognizing faces, but because of that, we see faces and everything. I think there's some term for that or something. So I think that's just an example of this. Pretty freaky, though. Just thought I'd show this image here. These are people that are currently people arrive at Walt Disney World as Hurricane Milton approaches in Orlando, Florida, October 9th. So this was yesterday. The cynical, coffee sipping liberal in me wants to point out, oh, you're going to risk your life to go to Disney World. But the parent who understands all the work and money it takes to drag your ass to Disneyland overrides that. Okay. These, you know, a trip to Disneyland, you're not, you know, no, it's already, I already had to mortgage my house to afford this. Right. Like if there's any chance that this is, that the hurricane isn't going to hit, we're going to be in the area. Why even go there? Well, for Americans, it's kind of a parental, it's kind of a gauge. It shouldn't be this way. It's not accurate, but it's kind of like a keeping up with the Joneses kind of thing almost, but it's like, it's a way for a parent to say, I'm a good parent, you know, that I took my kid to Disneyland. It shouldn't be that way, but it is. So it costs an unbelievable amount of money. It costs an unbelievable amount of money to go to Disneyland. So, just wanted to point it out. It's kind of a funny photo. I don't think anyone died. Obviously, the hurricane didn't hit Disney. So, fascinating video here. I got to go check on my dog. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry, there was a crisis upstairs. I had to take care of it. Crisis averted. I got meat. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. Someone was nice enough to post this in the Discord. Thank you so much. Fascinating image here, or video, of Hurricane Milton. Moving on here. I didn't even know. I didn't know planes that we built planes that can fly through this without destroying the plane. I didn't know. I didn't know that we had that capability. Spencer over here, fucking Spencer. But I actually didn't know we had this technology. But look at this. We can just fly through a hurricane. No, I'm not done. No, the poor, she has hip problems, so sometimes she gets on the hardwood floor, she can't get back up, so it's a whole thing. But anyway, so they hit some really hard turbulence. So it's really funny. So he had his phone in one of these little compartments that opens up after the turbulence, his cell phone. I guess this is a different camera or something. Welcome back, Mr. Adam. So his phone drops, so he's asking his buddy, hey, can you get my phone? Nope. Oh. Grab my phone real quick. Nope. Nope. Gone. Well, damn. That's the end of that. All right. So anyway, the footage is kind of too long, but it's just him inside the plane here, them, going through really heavy turbulence. Does he get his phone back? Oh, he might get his phone back. Does the phone saga end? Oh, the phone saga ended. Oh, thank goodness he got his phone back. Oh my God. He had like 3 years left on the contract.
When you get a chance, can you grab my wallet too?
He's like, buddy, you're a hot fucking mess. So wait, no, were you just leaving shit in here? What were you doing, man? I thought this was like some kind of compartment with like, no, this is some kind of, you just left your shit on here? You're in the plane flying into a hurricane. Buddy, this guy's annoyed with you. Buddy, Yeah, pick your shit up, dude.
Gotta keep these pockets zipped.
He's like, yeah, jackass. I gotta keep my pocket zipped. Yeah, buddy. We're only flying into a hurricane. There's going to be a little turbulence. I'm sorry. I'm such an asshole. Wow, it really is amazing. He lost his Candy Crush. Well, no, he didn't. He's good. He's good to go. What was the reason why I wanted to show this? What was the reason? Hurricane update, Congress Edwards. Yeah, okay, no, there is a reason why I wanted to show this. I know it's Willie, Morning Joe, ignore all that shit. We're going to skip all that. But what is fascinating is the damage that Donald Trump's cult is doing to itself. It's almost like a way to flagellate yourself. Self-flagellation, it's like you torture yourself, right? You whip yourself. It's almost a way to show your loyalty, to show, look, I'm suffering for my dear leader. Fascinating behavior. Americans are not, there's this idea because the independence streak runs so strong through American culture and society that we're somehow immune to this kind of stuff. And we're totally not. Trump is a terrible, terrible thing, but in a way, he's kind of done us a favor in showing us that we are just as susceptible, to cult of personalities, to carnival barkers that are able to manipulate the zeitgeist by emotional manipulation, en masse. Man calls into radio show claiming his father's. Yeah, so this is the clip right here. Female eunuchs, perfect timing. This is the exact same clip, I believe. Has to be the same one. Fascinating stuff. It's literally hurting people, and we're seeing the cult, like I said, self-flagellate, scratch themselves, hurt themselves to show their loyalty to dear leader. What's also fascinating is that they do not identify it. This guy who's doing this, rejecting this help from FEMA, he's not like, I'm doing this for Trump. I'm doing this to show my loyalty to Trump. He's like, they're not operating on that level. Okay, he's not thinking about his actions at that level. Okay, or else he would probably not be making those actions if he wasn't drowning in self-delusion.
North Carolina, ravaged by the flooding after Helene, wrote this, quote, "These conspiracy theories, while certainly frustrating, have done more harm than most people may realize. The spreading of falsehoods has diverted state, local, and federal resources from helping NC-11, his district, recover toward refuting hearsay and repeatedly trying to set the record straight." Congressman Edwards went on to write that it is disappointing to have to spend an email dispelling the outlandish rumors being spread online about Hurricane Helene response and recovery. Meanwhile, a North Carolina man is blaming former President Trump for his father-in-law's refusal to get help from FEMA. A man identifying himself as Anthony called into the Dan Abrams show on Sirius XM saying his father-in-law in Asheville only believes the former president, and it is actually breaking up our family.
My father-in-law lives just outside of Asheville, North Carolina, and he was badly damaged by Hurricane Helene, and he has refused all FEMA help because he's a hardcore Trumper, and he literally believes that if he accepts anything from FEMA, they're going to take his house. I don't understand how so many people are under the spell of this freaking con man. I don't understand it.
Well, it's absolutely heartbreaking about your father-in-law. I'm so sorry to hear it. I hope.
And it's hard to even imagine it. I mean, he lost almost everything, and he's refusing all help from the federal government and complaining to us that he doesn't have food, that he doesn't have the stuff he needs, and yet he won't accept the help. What the hell are we supposed to do? We're not in a position to be able to fly across the country and help him.
So this is why I say things like delusional. Because when the rubber hits the road, when reality comes crashing through, individuals like this are not prepared. They don't have critical thinking skills. It's so funny, the whole comparing libertarians to house cats is so accurate, right? Because the house cat thinks it's the most independent thing in the world. Like, it doesn't need anybody. You know, at least that's we don't know what it really thinks, but that's the vibe you're getting, right? Where in reality, you know, 10 minutes outside, and it's like, let me back in. I want my kitty feast. Now, that's not the case with every cat, obviously, but there are a lot of house cats. You know, we've seen the footage. We have the proof, right? Let me out. Let me out. I want to go outside. They take 2 steps outside. Yeah, no, changing my mind. A lot of right wingers who have convinced themselves that they're 100% totally independent are in the same camp, where they're actually wholly dependent on a well-functioning democracy to for their lifestyle, to keep their lifestyle.
Yeah. There's people begging us to get him to accept help, and he won't do it.
Wow.
And I guarantee you, I'm not the only one. I guarantee you, I'm not the only one.
Nah, no way.
I wish there was something I could say.
This host, come on, man. This is your job. I have lots to say, okay? Are you I don't know. Come on. Come on, Dan Abrams.
As to, you know,
come on,
I don't
buddy.
know. Does he have access to any electronics where you could send him some information debunking this, and that he might?
We've done all of that. We've done all of that. We've sent him all the FEMA bulletins. We've sent him all the stuff from the fact checkers. He doesn't believe it. He thinks it's all. He just believes Trump. Literally, Dan. It's a cult. He's a cult member. I'm sorry to say it. He's a cult member. And he's my father-in-law, and it sucks.
Yeah, lay it on me,
Just
Dari.
one story there after the storm.
Shut the fuck up, Willie. You think we're here for you? Dude, you're in Joe Scarborough's shadow, homie. Come on, Willie. Come on, Willie. You know, Willie, you look like you're some kind of cosplayer for like a Howdy Doody reunion or a fucking Leave It to Beaver reunion. You know what I mean? You look like you got a fucking slingshot in your back pocket, and you go out fishing with the Riz, after school. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I watch too much Morning Joe. I start to despise these people. Trump would take all the handouts if he could. Oh, 100%. Well. Oh, my God. Okay. Schindler's List, immolation scene. Yeah, that's the shit that comes up in my motherfucking... Yep. So apparently this guy that Channel 5 interviewed that I showed, I didn't know. This is the guy that they're calling Lieutenant Dan. I don't know. I guess that's his social media thing. This is the poor dude that doesn't have the leg, but... he's a right winger, because of course he is. He apparently did survive. So apparently he did survive, being on a boat. He had a pretty good chance, I guess. I don't want this guy to die, but the reason why the neoliberal strategy of going to the right, trying to convert the right, is a failure and is unsustainable and a terrible idea, is that if you're a right winger, there's a good chance you're kind of a dummy. And I don't mean to say that in like, a liberal elite kind of way. Like there's studies, there's all kinds of research. People that are less inclined to be intelligent vote Republican. They vote conservative. That doesn't mean that there isn't dummies on the left, okay? And that we're all hoity-toity. We're so great. We got a slew of our own problems. I'm just pointing out that it's empirically true that dum-dums vote for conservatives. So this whole idea that we need to keep degrading our party to appease these people that are never going to change. There's no amount of evidence. Literally 2 hurricanes in a row, bro. And he's like, I ain't going nowhere, bro. I'm going to die here. Yeah, you might. Yeah, well. They're willing to die for this shit. They're willing to die for this shit. There's no convincing them, okay? It would be smarter for the Democratic neoliberal party to try to change themselves to attract more people that are non-voters, the hundreds of millions of Americans that have completely checked out from politics, getting them back involved into politics. And doing that, of course, by making populist promises and keeping them. Lower your grocery bills. I'm going to force your employer to be more fair to you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Bigger, safer safety net. Your kids are going to go to college, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then actually following through on that. Right now, neoliberals just set expectations. They say, yeah, no, I mean, things aren't going to get much better. Maybe, along the edges, along the margins. But hey, the other guy's talking about the purge. The other guy's talking about giving the cops a couple hours to literally murder whoever they want. So set expectations here. We're total corporatists. We totally agree. We actually love Ronald Reagan. We can't talk enough about him. But the alternative is full-blown dictatorial chaos. So we're not gonna. That's the reality is that the neoliberal party wants to be Republican. They want to be conservative. They don't want to be beholden to a bunch of leftists, a bunch of progressives in the country. They don't want to reactivate the progressive leftist base because they would then have to change. What the result is what we have now, where we have full-blown overt fascism and corporate neoliberalism 50-50. 50-50. And I bet that voter pool is shrinking ever more so. This is not the Obama. I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised to hear that, well, I don't know, her being a woman and the abortion stuff. Let's hold off on the voter engagement, how many people are actually going to vote. Let's hold off on those predictions until after the election. But anyway, Lieutenant Dan footage, he survived. Who's going to pay for the purge? Mexicans. So these are the cops. The cops are over him. You got to leave. You got to go. And he's like, where? You got to go. You got to leave. And I get it's like, it's kind of lame on both sides. It's lame for the cops to not have a real answer for him, but it's also lame for him to be like, I hate the government. I hate all this, I hate all this stuff. But gimme. You're like, how come I don't have, you need to give, I need to have everything worked out for me. I'm a survivor. I'm Mr. Independent, but I'm also like completely set in my ways, and I'm totally inflexible, and I have no real alternative. It's kind of a shitty attitude. It's kind of a defeatist attitude, but at the same time, he's also disabled. Welcome back, Lenny from south of Boston, #1 consumer rights streamer on Twitch. Make sure you're checking out Accidents Waiting to Happen and subscribing to Lenny. #more Lenny. I got yelled at for suggesting Harris come out with some job programs. They listed the IRS. No, that's what I'm saying, Prometheus. They don't want to. It's the Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama shit all over again, right? They don't want to make any big promises. They just want to set expectations and then continue the grift. And let me tell you something. If Harris wins and Donald Trump dies, or obviously the whole thing, implodes, we're going to see the neoliberals save the Republican Party. They're not going to let the Republican Party die. They need this. They need this duopoly to return to the status quo that they so desperately thought that they had. Real progressive change? Oh, hell no. Nobody knows how to destroy a progressive movement more efficiently, more brutally, more accurately than the neoliberal Democratic Party. They're progressive, fucking boogeymen, right? They don't. The one thing that they know how to do better than anything else is destroy progressive leftist movements. So they would never allow them to be, affected. Even now, Nancy Pelosi, probably one of the big reasons why she picked Hakeem Jeffries is to take over as the head of the Democratic Party is because Hakeem Jeffries probably said, yeah, I'm going to keep AOC in check. I'm going to keep the Rashida Tlaibs and the squad in check. We're going to keep your legacy alive, Nancy. We're going to make sure that these pie in the sky, utopian liberals will never take over our precious neoliberal party. That was probably one of the big reasons why. So even now, in the face of full-blown destruction from the fascistic right, they're still trying to find a way to hold on to the status quo that they thought existed in the 90s and early 2000s. Welcome back, Swims with Whales. GP is going to reinvent itself if Harris wins. No, they won't. Right, at least if the Tories are any indication. No disrespect, of course, disagreeing with you, but no, I think they're what we're going to see is exactly what the Tories did, which is doubling down. We were actually correct, and then attacking the party immediately with everything that they have, trying to knock the party down. So they're actually going to double down and triple down, only until that doesn't work once a couple election cycles goes through, and that shit is just not working. If Vivek Ramaswamy is just out of things to say, and all the hucksters and grifters and con artists that are going to try and replace Trump, they've all been tried out and no one's really into it, and only then will they, okay, maybe we need to lie, right? Maybe we need to start lying. We're obviously not going to stop, being the party of, dictatorial fascism, but maybe we just need to start lying about it more, re-enter the closet, start doing more crypto fascism instead of overt fascism. But look at the Tory party right now. They haven't changed a beat. Brexit's still great. You just didn't do it correctly. Liz Truss being bandied about as like, hey, her economic ideas actually weren't so bad, and it's working because Keir Starmer is too busy trying to be a neoliberal when he should be a member of the Labour Party. Anyway, I have some Keir Starmer stuff that we will be covering. Not today, though. They will probably tweak their rhetoric. Their worldview would be the same. They won't initially, so Harris wins initially. They won't even tweak their message, their rhetoric. They won't even tweak that. They're going to double down and triple down. Only until it doesn't work, one election or two elections, will they actually. These are the mediocre individuals that we're dealing with. We mustn't forget the people running both of these parties are mediocre cowards, and they make really stupid decisions, selfish, stupid decisions consistently all the time. Anyway, video. MAGA will never go away. Not for a long time. No, it's going to take consistent. Adamantly refused to evacuate a sailboat home. Police try to convince him, leave without success.
I'm going to stay as far as the line that I put from the anchor to the scope, from the anchor to the boat, I put 30 feet out. That's as far as I'm going to go.
Yeah, I don't know. He's not Lieutenant Dan, though. He's not. He's not. I don't think he's the worst. My mic sounds quiet. I mean, I'm trying to keep it quiet because it's like when it's too loud, it's way too loud. Is it really too quiet, everybody? Because I thought, I'm trying to keep the audio of the video around the same, right? So this is like the same volume as my mic, basically right here. So I'm trying to keep it lower. Okay, yeah. I was mumbling. I was also mumbling though. I don't think this Lieutenant Dan character is the worst guy in the world or anything. I'm on a laptop and the speakers suck. So you're having problems hearing me, Lenny? I'll never figure out the sound stuff. I'll never figure it out. I've been trying to figure it out for 3 fucking years, and I still can't get it right. The right combinations of whatever, so I can sound like NPR, but I just can't do it. We don't need to see this. This is the old news. Multiple. Yeah, so I did want to show this, though, because the footage is totally bananas. Let me just get to the footage. Yeah, right here. Just, casually driving along the freeway with a tornado right behind you. It's not too quiet. It just sounds low, but it's fine. I can adjust audio on my end. Yeah, it is lower. It is lower than normal other videos. It is slightly lower than other videos. That was intentional. But I do that because when I'm listening to my own stream, just to make sure I'm not making a jackass of myself, I'll just turn my volume up. That's what I like to do. But no, I just wanted to show this footage really quick. Totally bananas. What are these people doing? What are you going? Hopefully you're leaving, but probably not. What are you going to do? Laser tag? What's happening here? Totally wild stuff. So how many of these folks, because this two tornadoes, or I'm sorry, 2 hurricanes and a massive tornado storm. How many of the right wingers that were severely affected by this do you think are changing their minds? Maybe global warming is real. Maybe global warming is real. I don't know. Maybe there is something to that climate change. Maybe I'm not saying the liberals know what they're talking about or anything. I'm just saying maybe there is something. I'm just saying maybe all those scientists that I totally love scientists when they're making my gizmos that I could watch 16-year-old girls' titties on my screen. I really like that technology, but the whole vaccine stuff, I don't know about that stuff, and the climate change and global warming. I don't know about all that. I'm just saying maybe, two tornadoes, my house was in one place, and then the second hurricane, 2 hurricanes, and now my house is in a different place. Maybe there's something to it. Of course it's a liberal. Of course Joe Biden hit the hurricane button. But I don't know. Maybe there's just something to this science. Got to boggle for a bit. No problem, Lenny. I'm extra annoying today, so I get that. And then the last thing I wanted to point out, this is from yesterday, so I don't have any follow up on this quite yet, but it's shocking and just once again a little window into how right wingers are going to run our lives if Trump wins. Several Florida jails or prisons refused to evacuate ahead of Hurricane Milton. So Ron DeSantis said, "Nope, kill him. I don't care. I'm not going to spend the money to send buses out there to bust them up and temporarily move them to a different location, let them drown in their cells, basically is what Ron DeSantis said. So that's what he thinks of justice. That's what he thinks of the law. If your imprisonment inconveniences him, fuck you, you're dead. I don't care what your crime is. You could be a rapist. You could be a tax evader, an embezzler. Yeah, well, doesn't matter. Drown in your cell, scumbag. You're not even paying taxes. Yeah, the entire home insurance. So if you thought home insurance in Florida was bad before 2 hurricanes and a tornado storm, no, I haven't seen that yet, Cam Goblin. So if you thought the insurance situation in Florida was really rough before this happened, just wait, right? Just I'm sure people are already getting phone calls about this insurance company closing up, leaving. I already reported on Geico just pulling out of Florida completely. Just no, we're not even gonna cover that anymore. We insurance companies are happy to acknowledge the science because their money depends on science. Their money depends on being right or wrong about weather trends, right? When you're insuring homes, it's all about, where is the home located and what kind of danger is the home in. So they know exactly what's happening with the climate. And is Ron DeSantis, I've talked about this before, but is Ron DeSantis going to do the socialist thing, which is the right thing, and make a Florida state insurance so that people can have some kind of insurance? No, of course he's not. He's going to continue to let insurance companies completely bend you over. He's going to let you off to the wolves. And if you do get insurance, it's going to be unbelievably expensive, and they're not going to be obligated to cover anything when an actual disaster hits. Oh, that's very interesting, Chem Goblin. I don't know about that prison, but here's an update on one of them. Okay. Florida jail responds after inmates in Hurricane Milton danger zone outrage. So this is from 3 hours ago. Thank you very much, Lucian. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office in Florida confirmed that all inmates and deputies were safe following Hurricane Milton's arrival on Wednesday night. Okay, that's good, I guess. They're still criminals, but I don't believe in cruel and unusual punishment. On Tuesday afternoon, a Manatee County jail deputy confirmed to Newsweek that the facility just south of Tampa was not planning on evacuating approximately 1,200 inmates ahead of Milton making landfall. The decision was made even though the jail was located. By the way, thank you, Lucine Obscene, for finding this article. It's exactly what I needed. I wanted to follow up on this. The decision was made even though the jail was located at a Zone A classification and evacuation orders had been issued for Zones A through C in the county. The storm made landfall as a Category 3. So it was Cat 5, but then hit Category 3 before it actually hit landfall in Siesta Key on Wednesday night, 36 miles south of the jail. 36 miles is not far for a hurricane. Quote, as expected, the Manatee County Jail remained fully operational as Hurricane Milton passed through our area. We had no flooding or damage to the building. So they just got lucky. They just got totally lucky. They would have been totally boned if the hurricane had decided was 36 miles closer to them. They trust their accountants, not profitable. With the exception of a few inmates and medical and special needs, no other inmates were relocated to the second level. That was done yesterday as a precaution. Wow. So they just got lucky. That's it. Nope. Ron DeSantis said, no, gamble with their lives. I don't care. Cruel and unusual punishment. And to the people that are just like, well, it's not happening to me, and these are criminals, and it doesn't stop here. This is a window into a mentality that is ultimately extremely destructive. This shows us the mentality that right wingers have. Oh, well, it's not happening to me. They were criminals. Not that big a deal. Okay, that's what men say about abortion rights a lot of the time. It's disgusting. But you don't think Ted Cruz has opinions on what you can and can't do with your penis and testicles? What you can and can't do with your own asshole? Ted Cruz has lots of opinions about what you can and can't do with your asshole. It's funny, isn't it? You're chuckling, but it's 100% true. And it's all fun and games until the goddamn police is telling you can't do that with your asshole. Go to jail. Pull down your pants. I want to make sure you haven't had anal sex. You don't think Charlie Kirk fucking has wet dreams about that? You don't think so? They want to run our lives at a level that Americans have never experienced before in their lives. And let me tell you something, man. It's a fucking nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare. Some of the shit that they get on stage saying that they want to do to all of us. Unbelievable. So there it is. I mean, thank you very much, Lucine Obscene. I'm not saying your name correctly. Lucine Obscene. Lucian. Thank you. Wife is helping me out over here. my nuts, my blender. Back off, Ted. He wants it all. He wants it all. He wants police to pull your child's pants down and inspect their genitals before they go into a bathroom. That's what sitting right-wing Republicans currently who are lawmakers, maybe not all of them believe it, but enough of them believe it. And I'm not exaggerating even a little bit. I just reported on the window that they put into a trans bathroom, a.k.a. a genderless bathroom. We've had them for a little while. Unisex is what we used to call them. Why can't we just call it unisex? What was wrong with unisex? We all got it. We all figured it out. But they put a window. You're standing in the hallway and you can see children pooping. Well, there might be gay stuff happening there. There might be perverted gay stuff. Could you imagine all the gay stuff they're going to do? It's unbelievable. Well, or a guy who is pretending to be trans is going to go in there and then he's going to see a woman taking a duty and he's going to get all horny and he's going to rape her. Yeah, maybe in your own twisted fucking imagination, you sicko. Meanwhile, in the real world, people go into the bathroom, they use the bathroom, and then they leave. Yeah. Well, in my twisted little fantasy, all kinds of crazy perverted stuff happens in there. You wouldn't believe it. We got to make a bunch of laws that reflect my insecurities. I don't leave. I love bathrooms. Well, now if you want to be treated at a Florida hospital, they want to check your immigration status before they treat you. I mean, they want to do it to the whole nation. Abortion bans, anal sex bans, multiracial marriage bans. All of it. All of it. What are you going to do about it, Spencer? What are you going to do about it, Spencer? Look at you. Stay away from my sister, bro. I told you before, bro. She doesn't want to return your phone calls, bro. And she said underwear is missing, dude. You've made things awkward with my mom, Spencer. Not cool. Not cool, Spencer. Okay. It's going to be a short one today. That's all the steam I got today. I got obviously many more things to talk about. But I have some other shit I need to do today. So we'll do a bigger stream tomorrow with more topics.
And I appreciate everyone.
Ban religion.
In their support of the school
just
district.
Remove religion from government. Let everybody worship whoever the hell they want to worship. That's the solution. But just simply say the government wants nothing to do with religion in any shape or form. Look, you want to run your own charity, you want to help people out, that's great. The government will offer those services. But if you want to also offer those services, that's great. But the government will no longer rely on the church, those kind of things.
Disaster relief organization.
Man, and I say my audio quality shit.
There were 3 buildings that
listen to that mic just peeking away.
Direct hit from one of the tornadoes, and we cannot have students in those buildings, so they are being secured. Cotton will work through the weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Lucian, obscene. Lucian, exactly, Lucian. But in my twisted, perverted right-wing fantasies, all kinds of dirty gay stuff happens in the bathroom. And if we let women who say they're men's and men's who say they're women's get in the bathroom together, well, they're gonna touch his stuff. They're gonna touch and rub their stuff. It's so hot. We got to put a window in there. I need to see it. I need to see all the stuff happening in there. Aren't you? Anyone else curious? Anyone else want to know all the gay stuff happening in the unisex bathrooms? I mean, I would go in there, but I'm not gay. I'm super hetero. I'm super crazy hetero. I dream about pussy all the time. But the gay bathrooms, though. Oh man. Ooh. I got to go to the bathroom, guys. I got to go take a break.
And you're asking, I'm just going to repeat your question, if we have any resources coming in from the state or any other assets or resources. So we do have recovery.
I tell you, as a parent who has to change diapers, those family bathrooms are an absolute godsend. Absolute God. I've been, I went to the one at Babies R Us, fully stocked with diapers and wipes and hand sanitizer. I was like, yeah, hell yeah. Most of the time, I'm sanitizing the baby changing station because people like to do drugs off them. So I have to hold the baby with a big shitty full diaper. So I'm trying not to squish the shit that's inside of his diaper while I'm sanitizing the baby changing station. That's usually what's happening,
Things like that. So luckily,
I used to be the guy doing drugs off the baby station change. So I know, like rolling up a joint on the baby changing station. It's like that used to be me, but now I'm a dad, so shoes on the other foot, jackass.
And dinner, so we're going to try to.
My God, that mic is as devastating as the hurricane. I used the bathroom while people were doing coke on the sink. I couldn't give two shits. They even paused so I could wash my hands. See, that's courtesy. Wait, but did they touch your stuff? Did they get all gay with you? Were they all gay? The men's being women's, cross dressers? Yeah. Did they try to turn you into the gays? I bet they did. Oh, man, I bet when you go into a gay bathroom, you start touching penises and stuff. No, I bet it's really gross. I bet it's really gross, and I hate it, and I don't like doing butt stuff, and I don't want to do none of that stuff. It's really gross and weird, right? But I bet they do it all the time as soon as I get in there. I want a window. I want a window to make sure that no bad stuff is happening. Put a window in the bathroom. I want to see it. Their perverted little sexual delusions are laid bare in the legislation and policies that they put forward. I want to check your children's genitals, right? Okay, pedophile. Right? I want a window into the gay bathroom. Okay, pervert. Nobody even looked at me in there. Nice.
I know that the Monrovia area, which is south of.
I've never had that happen to me, but I've heard stories of ladies, desperate because they don't want to stand in line anymore, desperate to get into the men's bathroom. There's nothing glamorous happening in the bathrooms, in every bathroom I've ever been in. And I used to live in the Castro, so I used to go into bathrooms inside gay bars. And every experience was, I want to get out of here immediately because there's some guy ripping ass and you can smell it. You can hear it. He's ripping it, dude. He's ripping it. Have you ever, women, ladies in my audience, have you ever truly sat next to, just like a foot away from a man ripping his asshole wide open? Have you actually experienced that? I'm sorry. That's what's going down in there. Okay? It's utterly disgusting and uncomfortable and also hilarious. And sometimes you'll hear guys chuckling and laughing. Okay? So it's just like, don't worry, okay? Ladies, you can come on in. Don't worry. I love how gay this stream can get. I know. Well, the world is gay, okay? There's a lot of gay in the world, okay? And the sooner we all embrace this reality, the sooner we can everyone get on with their lives. For Pete's sake.
That we work with. I think the governor has noticed some.
Oh my God, Lucien. Okay, that I've never seen before.
So I would certainly ask any citizens that want to help.
Yeah, woke patriot. Yeah, dude.
Impacted.
Man.
By Milton to
every experience I've ever had in a public bathroom has been so unsexy, so unbelievably unsexy.
Have been impacted by.
Well, that's actually not true. There is this one time. But that's it.
Any damage from flooding? Did you notice any damage from flooding? I know there were suspected tornadoes, but.
I think what you'll see is where the tornadoes tore up areas and all of that debris clogged storm drains. So there's some localized flooding in certain streets. But we were quite fortunate that most of the rain we got before.
What is this B-roll? What you got 6 seconds of B-roll?
To drain down. So
do you have anything else?
Savannah's is
this sucks.
Still full
I'm sorry, this sucks.
Green River Park.
I want better footage.
Instead of doing storm surge into Tampa Bay, it sucked it out.
Oh, wow.
But the northern side.
Wow, great photo op, Ron. You're really, yeah. Really dramatic, buddy.
Did a lot of storm surge in that part of the state. This one didn't do that there, but it created like inland flooding.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Oh, okay. It was just the camera. Okay.
I think that's probably similar to what we saw with
the Tampa Bay, Florida Megadome.
Ian. And I know but on this one, we have 50,000 linemen. We had probably 40-some thousand.
Yeah, what is it called? The Florida Superdome or whatever the hell it's called. It's falling apart.
They are hard at work. I know this area is FPL.
Well, hopefully Ron DeSantis will use taxpayer money to help this private billion-dollar sports company. Hopefully Ron DeSantis will use taxpayer dollars to help the super sports dome. They need to clean their lens. Yeah, that is some pretty bad stuff.
Search and rescue, 12 emergency SAT.
Yeah, that lens was all clouded up. That's what was going on.
And 2 Swiftwater teams.
And a weird band.
And now we are continuing to help with 25 additional generators, 3 swamp buggies, FWC search and rescue boats, 3 mobile command vehicles.
I'm sorry, that doesn't sound like shit, dude. That does not sound like enough.
Gallons of diesel, 4,000 gallons of regular unleaded, 5 helicopters, additional Starlinks, 20 diesel trash pumps, and additional supplies.
Oh, by the way, the Starlinks are not free. Elon Musk said they were free, but they're not.
Cut and toss
Forgot to report
at first
on that.
light by the Florida Department of Transportation. We have 328 crews active in the field, over 350 pieces of heavy equipment, 150 bridge inspectors were dispatched immediately, and over 620 bridges.
Well, hopefully the taxpayers will fund to have the stadium upgraded, with, state-of-the-art roofing stuff, I mean, the stadium really is kind of the heart of the town, and it makes perfect sense to me that in the midst of this devastation, that we spent hundreds of millions of dollars of hard-earned taxpayers' dollars to get that stadium back up to snuff, right? Because I mean, all the tax revenue that this stadium will eventually generate, and then the team's going to leave immediately after that happens. The guy in front of the boat. Look at the guy in front of the boat. He's having a good time.
US1 and A1A have been cleared with the exception of A1A at Matanzas Avenue in Butler Beach.
Oh, I see what he was doing. Never mind. Yeah, free Starlink equipment costs not included. He's such a grifter. I hate how useful the Starlink shit is. I hate how useful that is. I don't exactly want to see the US government take it over, but anyone but Elon. Could it literally be anyone else? He's our own little like Russian oligarch, He's our own little little bastard.
There are many schools closed today, but
okay, I can't stand his voice. I literally can't do Ron DeSantis' voice. Yeah, man, clean your lens,
5,000 traffic signals.
Okay, clean your lens. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do any more of Ron DeSantis. Here we go, new footage. WFLA. I guess we'll have to wait till tomorrow to get some of the really juicy stuff. Just so damn expensive. Yeah. No, but the tech is really good. Those satellites are really like, they're really low. It's damn good tech. I just hate that Elon has anything to do with it, and of course all the right wingers pretend that Elon Musk invented this shit. Same thing with the, space, the rockets and stuff, SpaceX. It's like, dude just bought that shit. He just slapped his fucking name. If anything, he's making it, it's making it worse. He's trying to cybertruck these things. Can we do it cheaper? Can we, how can we get this technology into Russia? Stadium was the hub for EMS and National Guard. They're usually the main shelters during natural disasters. Come on, Lucien. Yeah, I can never say your name. Come on, obscene. Terrible. Lucien. I suck. I don't know what it is, man. I'm losing my ability to speak. I should have just stuck to video games, shouldn't I? What am I doing trying to do the news? Can't even say names properly.
Florida, that will.
You know what Twitch needs? Another pudgy, pale, touching 40 millennial playing and talking about video games. That's what Twitch needs, right? That's really what Twitch needs. Just call me Lucy. I'll do that. Thank you, Lucy. Thank God. You've rescued me, Lucy. That's what I needed. It's probably one reason Elon loves Trump so much. They both know nothing but shameless self-promotion and slapping their name. I mean, yeah. Trump is really, he is the culmination of all of the negative traits of America. He really he really was, birthed from the a toxic sludge, that runs off, of America's democracy, and out came this chud baby called Donald Trump. Are you the common ancestor of all of humanity? No. I am not Kevin Bacon of the cavemen.
And that is up and running. We also...
Okay, there you go, folks. I can't do anymore. We're good. Hurricane's bad. That's all I got. We're going to do another one tomorrow. Don't worry. I'm dropping my kid off at daycare. We'll crack it up. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep it pounding. Get a couple hour streams in every day as much as I can. So that I can keep your attention, because it's so difficult to keep everyone's attention. But no, thank you, Chem Goblin, Lucy Obscene, Lucine. God. Okay, hold on. I can do this. How do I say this? Lucine.
Pronouncenames.com.
Lucienne.
Well, I was way off. Is that correct? Lucienne Obscene? Is that what you were going for?
Lucienne.
Lucienne Obscene. It is. Lucienne. All right. See, I'm learning. Get the street cred. Get that street cred. That's about all I have. You know what the problem with street cred is? No one accepts your street credit. I go into stores all the time with my card fully loaded with street cred, and they politely ask me to leave. And I don't, because I'm from the streets. I keep it real. Cops show up, and then I cry and I beg, please don't do this to me. I'm white. You can't do this to me. Named after Lucifer. I have so much more to talk about, so much more news. I'm sorry that I have to leave early, but I do. But no, folks, thank you so much for coming in. The Ponder Monkey, Lucien Obscene, Chem Goblin, Promethean Rebellion. See, I'm just female eunuchs, woke patriot, ya boy Lenny. Big props to Lenny. Thank you, Leon, for coming in. Swims with whales. I really appreciate the women that come into my stream and stick around. I do appreciate that, because your female perspective is always lacking. The female perspective is always lacking when it comes to political conversations. So I do very much greatly appreciate having you come in. Thank you, Leon, once again. Chem Goblin, Coogan, swoop. So thank you to the women in my audience. Thank you very much. Simply Steve, thank you for coming back. I'll try to do better next time. I'm sorry, guys. This wasn't the best stream. I'll try to do better. Good Guy Dari, big props to you. Thank you, Good Guy Dari. I'll try to be better. Mr. Adam, thank you for coming back. Rebel Phoenix, good to see you again. Thank you, Rebel Phoenix. Never forget, brother. Ford the Perfect, big props to you. Anybody who's a fan of Hitchhiker's Guide it earns points in my eyes. Rob MQ, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. Big props to you. Rob MQ dropping in, putting the Donald Trump link, and then not saying another thing. You know, some people really do need to touch the heater. They gotta touch the register on the oven, right? They gotta touch the heating element before they really understand what it's like to get burned. You know what I mean? Peace in that motherfucking Middle East. Glory to the Ukrainian democracy. And don't forget my 3-step program to create political change. Step 1, inform yourself. Step 2, put your name down for a political organization. You know, sign up. Step 3, you got to put in the work. Political activism is a lifestyle. It's not just something you do once in a while to make yourself feel better. If we want real change, we have to be part of it. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hail Satan. Oh yeah. And also, hail Satan, our Dark Lord and Master. Thank you so much, Satan, for all that you do for humanity. Thank you so much.